Today we will discuss some topics that have been going on, such as KP Skywalka versus BMF Lil Meech beef. MarrV completely drags on the city and starts new beef with 1K Baby D, and we will also get into murder suspect killed in Columbia Heights. The first topic we will get into is murder suspect killed. Recently, news would break that a murder suspect was just killed in Columbia Heights, and this 45-year-old man was wanted in connection to the murder of 33-year-old Marisha Singletary, who was found dead in her apartment from a gunshot wound on October 5th. Articles would say suspect wanted for Minnesota Avenue Northeast homicide, dead in Columbia Heights. One male is deceased at the 1400 block of Garrad Street after a joint task force operation was conducted by U.S. Marshals ATF and MPD. This individual was wanted for the murder of 33-year-old Marisha Singletary, who was found dead from a gunshot wound in her apartment in the 4000 block of Minnesota Avenue NE in Washington, D.C. on Sunday, October 5, 2025. Fugitive task force kills domestic violence murder suspect in D.C. apartment. Here's what we know about the deadly shooting on Garrad Street Northwest. The man who was killed was suspected of killing 33-year-old Marisha Singletary in Northeast. He was arrested weeks earlier and charged with threatening to kidnap or injure her. Members of the D.C. area's Regional Fugitive Task Force shot and killed a man in an apartment in Columbia Heights early Thursday, authorities say. The man was suspected of killing a woman days earlier and got into a shootout with law enforcement, according to D.C.'s police chief. The man was killed in his home in the 1400 block of Garrad Street Northwest, Metropolitan Police Department Chief Pamela Smith said. His name was not immediately released. He was 45, News 4 learned. News 4 video shows a large law enforcement response on the block, which is a short walk from the Columbia Heights metro station. The man was suspected of killing a 33-year-old woman, Marisha Singletary, Smith said. She was found fatally shot in a home in the 4000 block of Minnesota Avenue NE on Sunday evening as officers conducted a welfare check. The man and Singletary had been in a romantic relationship, law enforcement sources told News 4. He was arrested on September 24 and charged with threatening to kidnap or injure Singletary. But sources said the government refused to hold him. Members of the Capital Regional Fugitive Task Force were trying to serve the man with an arrest warrant for murder at about 7 a.m., Smith told reporters.
Good morning. I'm Pamela A. Smith, Chief of Police for the Metropolitan Police Department here in Washington, D.C. We are here today to provide an update on an officer-involved shooting that occurred in the 1400 block of Garrad Street Northwest. I am joined today by Chief Michael Anzalo of the Washington Metropolitan Transit Police Department, Mr. Gaddis Serralto, Director of the United States Marshal Service, Mr. Anthony Spotwood, Special Agent in charge of ATF, Washington Field Office, Executive Assistant Chief Jeffrey Carroll, and Assistant Chief Tasha Bryant of the Metropolitan Police Department. What we know at this time, the investigation is still the investigation is still preliminary. So I want to make sure that you understand that it's still fluid right now, and we're still trying to gather as much information as we can. But what we know at this time is that at 7 a.m. this morning, members of our Capital Area Regional Fugitive Task Force, known as Cardiff, were inside of an apartment building in the 1400 block of Garrad Street Northwest, executing an arrest warrant of a homicide suspect. The suspect was wanted for first-degree murder while armed, premeditated, for the homicide of 33-year-old Marisha Singletary. Singletary was located inside of an apartment building in the 4000 block of Minnesota Avenue Northeast on the evening of October 5th, 2025. As task force members entered the suspect's apartment this morning, an exchange of gunfire occurred between the suspect and the members of the task force. The suspect was struck multiple times. Officers immediately called for DC Fire and EMS to respond to the scene. Despite all life-saving measures, he was pronounced deceased on scene. No members of the task force were injured in the shooting, and no MPD members fired their service weapon during this incident. The suspect's firearm was recovered inside of the apartment and is pictured here. Just to give you a little bit of background on Cardiff, our Capital Area Regional Fugitive Task Force, it was established in 2004 and is comprised of over 100 federal, state, and local agencies across the National Capital Region, to include members of the Metropolitan Police Department. Cardiff is responsible for executing arrest warrants of some of the most dangerous suspects in the community, including homicide suspects. Agents from the Metropolitan Police Department's Investigative Internal Affairs Division investigates all officer-involved shootings here in the District of Columbia and are leading this investigation. This case will be independently reviewed by our United States Attorney's Office. What I want to say, just as a quick reminder, of that this morning's incident is certainly a reminder of the danger that our men and women in law enforcement face every day, particularly when executing arrest warrants of drivers of gun violence in our communities, and certainly those of them that we want removed from our community who are suspects of homicides. We are extremely grateful for the members of the Capital Area Regional Fugitive Task Force for their efforts on this morning, and at this time we'll take any questions that you may have. We did not provide the suspect's name. That is correct.
You showed a picture of a gun.
This is the gun that was on the scene. It's actually turned a little bit upside down. Let's turn it this way.
Can you hold it just for seconds?
Sure, absolutely.
And so all of this happened
inside the apartment. Yeah, that is, well, inside the apartment. That is correct.
Okay, the suspect's apartment?
That's still under investigation.
When was the warrant executed?
This morning at 7 a.m. Yes.
What do you mean by an exchange of gunfire in front of us?
That's still under investigation. What we do know, an exchange of gunfire, is that either the suspect and the members of the law enforcement personnel exchanged gunfire on scene at that location.
Is there anything else you can say about the crime that he was wanted for?
Other than wanted for homicide, yeah.
Okay.
First-degree murder.
The name of the victim in that?
Miss Marisha Singletary. Any other questions?
Are you able to talk about just what happened when you served the warrant? Was he unwilling to cooperate?
That's still under investigation. That's part of the investigation.
Do you know how many members of the task force were inside the building?
Well, we don't typically share personnel numbers whenever we have officers or especially task force members responding to a location, just for their safety. We wouldn't provide that information. Any other questions? All right, thank you.
The next topic we will get into is MarrV completely drags on the city and starts beef with Baby D. Recently, MarrV and one Audi would squash their beef and link up and make some music together, and this would not sit well with Potomac Gardens, rapper 1K Baby D, and rumors would surface, claiming that Baby D actually stopped talking to one Audi after he squashed the beef with one Audi. MarrV would post a new snippet, and in this snippet, he speaks on squashing the beef with Audi, Potomac Gardens not being active, and he would also speak on him shooting 37th rapper Gizwap, and he would diss multiple dead ops. Baby D would comment on this snippet with a picture of him. DBG Young Get It, and MarrV, implying that MarrV used to be his son back in the day down the sea. Do you think Baby D will eventually squash beef with MarrV and one Audi and do some music with them one day? The streets would react.
Oh, bro, the grade. 1,000 decimal. Fat stars, nigga, they don't know about y'all doing shit. Nigga on bro, the grade. Who can vouch? Freedom man. Long little man, freedom Spanish, nigga on Brody. Let's go. I been hearing them dissing, back reminiscing about spinning. If it ain't about Brody, can't get my attention. Hit or miss, but I barely be missing. I'm a okay with that drink, cause it's 10. How you speaking on being, you barely be spent. Nobody make me a job, no, I'm ready to shoot. But that shit don't get you, can go ask Luke. Got that switch on my hip, 2020, the roof. I can't vouch for you, nigga, you never spent. You can go ask them man, all them cars I been in. I'm a rich kid, niggas, I been switch on the 10. I been 44, 5th, I don't care what's the gym. I don't kick, I submit of the G. I don't pick when I ain't peeping in P. Baby, most shit got hit by the be reeling. A nigga done this shit, nigga, you ain't fighting. Nigga, you ain't street. Hop out that score with that drink on my feet. On FaceTime with the outside. I be jamming like shit, bro. Roll up Malik, man. Drip got stopped, he got left in the seat. Her Q got stopped in the shit. Repeat that trail got hit with that drink in the seat. I sit in her house on my motherfucker. Her chorus turn how I can't go around see if they running the feet. Put that shit on Frank B. How you banging that C, but you mocking the V. No cuz up this. Repeat that trail got hit with that drink in the seat. I sit in her house on my motherfucker.
And for the last topic, we will discuss KP Skywalka versus BMF Lil Meech. Recently, a post would go viral of KP Skywalka dragging on BMF Lil Meech after Lil Meech would DM him saying, "Yo Mafia, I been tuned in, that hustle hittin', big boss motion only." KP would respond to this message dragging on Lil Meech, saying that he doesn't need promotion and he already seen Lil Meech text his man the same exact message. People would say that KP didn't understand that Lil Meech was just showing love and that DMV rappers burn every bridge to help them get to the top. Do you think this is Lil Meech genuinely trying to help the DMV? Or is this a copy and paste message his team sends out to collect promotion money from rising rappers? The streets would react.
I am Lil Meech. You keep texting people down. Nigga ain't trying to get no promo. You hear me? We alright. Fuck you texting that for Lil Meech? We alright. You just text my brother that. You keep texting us that. We alright, bro.
Big balls, motion only.
We okay, brother. Appreciate it.
That's the end of this video. Like, comment, subscribe.